this episode of MyDrive, post-Independence Day. We're covering some bad movies we recommend not to stream and top events and news coming up for the week. Hey, what's up? Welcome to post-Independence Day MyDrive.
Exhausted.
How you doing?
I'm wiped. How are you?
I'm good.
It's
Dogs
hot.
made it through. Animals made it through. I don't think anybody escaped from the ranch, although we have too many to count. So that's
Right.
good.
Did the are you able to see the fireworks from out at the ranch?
Yes, we can. But full disclosure, I fell asleep.
You fell asleep.
Yep. Which is what I always do at 8:30.
Mm-hmm. If I if I stood like on the fence, I can see Prescott Valley, and Chino all at once. It's
So
pretty awesome, but they're all separate
speaking
now.
of the weekend, we always, on MyDrive, top events, news, but we also talk about movie reviews. Usually I see something I usually pick out pretty good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Gong Show this past weekend. It was pretty bad.
What'd you see?
I watched 47 Ronin starring Keanu Reeves.
Keanu.
It was a samurai fantasy movie.
Okay.
I was hoping for a lot of good sword fights.
No.
Little too much fantasy for me, like, witches turning into foxes and
Nice.
very much
Like LARPing.
I guess every superstar needs a bad movie. The funny thing is
had a
some
few.
dude on Google reviews gave
Yeah.
it 4 stars and how this movie was, I'm quoting, a perfect example of legendary filming and writing. The amount of detail given to the character props and clothing is matching with ancient Japanese times. The sword art techniques are recognized by other modern day samurai. The movie was terrible. so I made it 3/4 of the way through.
Dude, you got to check Rotten Tomatoes before you go see a movie. Do you ever do that?
Yeah, I do usually.
Rotten Tomatoes got like a 16.
Yeah, so I don't know. They obviously had a paid Google review. I love all the John Wick movies, but
Love them. You know me.
It didn't pan out, the whole samurai thing for him. So he switched his sword for a gun. I get it.
I get it. I went and saw No Hard Feelings. That was the Jennifer Lawrence movie where she was hired to date the heck out of their son before he went off to college. And there were tears, there was laughter. It's quite the life-changing movie. It did score an 87% with audiences on Rotten Tomatoes. So I'm there for it. It was good popcorn. Seats were comfy. I had a good time. Watch it if you scan around on cable, but I wouldn't.
You have to pick between audience and critic reviews. That's a moving the goalpost, one or the other.
It was 67 with the actual like real life critic people and 87. I never listened to the critic reviews because I am not critical.
You just watch anything. Yeah, we know.
Yeah. So you know me, I'm like Fast and Furious. I wonder what Fast and Furious
We
is.
see what you share with your kids.
Yeah. No, my children are old.
My girlfriend and I actually play a game sometimes where we see a movie and then try to guess what the Rotten Tomatoes score is. And you have to take into account, how cool it is to the average viewer, not how good of a movie it is at all. It can be a great movie, but if it goes over people's heads, it's going to score low.
Fast and Furious, 85%. These are my people.
My point exactly.
My people.
So wrong. I'd rather watch 47 Ronin again, I think, with
No.
the fake fox and the
Do
two
it.
eye colors.
Do it. Speaking of excitement
Yeah.
and adventure, the summer concert series is coming up.
Yeah, this is brought to you by the Summer Concert Series taking place Friday, July 14th from 6:30 to 9:30.
Are you selling movie
And
guy?
the turf, I'm trying to be movie guy, on the turf behind Colt at the ranch. So behind
ranch.
Colt Grill in Prescott Valley,
ranch.
Friday, July 14th, free summer concert series featuring Chuck Hall Band.
Chuck Hall Band. That's what I was going to say.
These are awesome concerts made possible by the Fame Family Foundation. Check it out. So we segued from bad movies to awesome concerts. That's always a good thing.
Awesome concerts. But movie guy, do you remember the movie guy? Like when you had to call, it was like,
Press this number.
yeah, and it was like Popcorn was the name of, like, that's how you dialed it. So it was like 209 Popcorn back when my kids were small, and we would listen and then and I have to listen to the whole thing all over again. Do you remember
old time movie rentals? Do you remember You asked us earlier, what was the first movie you rented? Do you know?
The one that
this is VHS cassette. This is one of the first like Blockbuster. Before Blockbuster, there were just a million independent video stores. I used to sell posters into them.
That's right.
Movie posters.
Mine was Stephen King, Carrie. I'm going to see what year that came out.
I think mine was something like Steven Seagal's, whatever.
Carrie
back in the day.
Stephen King.
Anyways, old time movie rentals. Most people under 50 aren't aware of this. You rented a VHS. You had to go drive to get it. You brought it home. The movie rentals were only like $2.99 to $5.99 maybe. But the worst part was you never turned it in on time. So you always had to pay fees. And sometimes you drop it into the box, but then they wouldn't register it as being dropped off. And then they try to get you even though you dropped it off. So that was the old school movie rental. And then automated like Redbox, is it? Which is like the largest distributor of movies still to this day. And now you got Netflix. But
do you remember the sticker that they would put on the outside of the box? Please be kind.
Rewind.
Please
be kind. Rewind. And of course, whenever you got it, you had to rewind. You always be cussing because then there was you got all set up with your popcorn and your drink and your date. And then you'd have to sit there and rewind. Completely lost, your initiative, your tactical advantage with the mood is now you had to get up to rewind the VHS.
So when I was a kid, I would go to the corner and rent a movie because there was a little store that rented movies. And I would go rent one and then I would charge all my friends like $1 to come in and watch the movie and get popcorn.
Entrepreneur. Go out and sell something.
There you go.
Awesome. Speaking of new things.
What you got?
Returning things. Heritage Park Summer Zoo Fest. Make plans to enjoy. Should I do like Movie Guy? This should be the Movie Guy episode.
You
gotta do Movie Guy voice now.
Let's do it. In a world.
Make plans to enjoy family fun night at Heritage Park Zoological Sanctuary. Summer Zoo Fest is on Saturday, July 15th from 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Enjoy carnival games, bounce house, face painting, animal activities, music concessions, and adult beer garden. Okay, what is a non-adult beer garden? It's kind of
root beer?
Too much alliteration there. Too many words. And a beer garden, not adult beer garden. A minor beer garden. That'd be a small beer garden.
Small beer.
Small beer garden. This is the most popular new event at the zoo. Again, July 15th, Saturday.
All right, let's go. A down and out football team struggles to overcome the odds of making it to the playoffs.
Guy identified as movie gal.
A movie gal. Against all odds, facing off against the Massachusetts Pirates. I can never say that word. That's hard for me. So Saturday, 6:00.
Awesome.
Wranglers. They got to win. I don't even know if they have a shot of making it into the playoffs. Let's see. Against all odds.
Awesome. And now we've got something in, it looks like, for Waters Garden Center from the movie guy, Gardening for Newcomers. Learn all the mountain secrets to local garden success. This is an information-packed class guaranteed to increase garden blooms and fruit this year. Saturday, 9:30 to 10 a.m., Waters Garden Center, Prescott.
Happy hour special.
People are like, what is these guys? This
Happy
is the
hour.
movie guy edition.
This is what happens when we're tired. This is what happens. 4-day weekend. Do you see what happens to us?
I know.
Happy hour special at Rafter 11. Live music and happy hour deals, including wine and artisan bread. Oh, they
took off the. Oh, they still.
No,
have
it's
the
still there because
spelling.
They've probably had today. We need it.
Thanks, guys.
Fridays 5 to 11. Check out Rafter 11.
This is what happens when you have too many days off and you watch too many movies. We become the movie guys on MyDrive. What's the idealio of the week?
Whole house surge protector coming to a house near you.
Do not stick your tongue in that outlet.
Do it.
10% off whole house surge protector for S&M Electric. Cool. What else you got?
Prescott Valley Performing Arts presents History of the American Flag. Prescott Valley Performing Arts presents a special and patriotic afternoon celebrating the one true symbol of our great nation, the American flag, on Saturday, July 8th.
Did you know we have a new movie review guy on cast11.com?
I don't think he could top this. Do you see what we're doing here? Can he top this? Look how good we are. We could totally. Who was that? Ebert and what's his name?
They're
Cisco
gone.
and Ebert. They're all dead.
Cisco and Ebert.
There it is.
Yeah, research guy's too young for that. Do you remember Siskel and Ebert?
I have absolutely no
Shut
idea
up,
what those
really?
movies
Years
are.
before his time.
Yeah, no.
So to find out if the movies were good or not back in our day, we had to tune into these two guys, and one was very serious and one was a little more, think of like the guys from the Muppet Show. Do you remember those guys that would sit up in the balcony?
At the movies.
Yeah.
In 1980s.
No.
You weren't even a
You
thought
saw-
on
do
your
you
parents'
remember?
mind.
Nope.
Jessica doesn't remember either. You guys.
So
They have it
what
so
you're
easy.
referring to is At the Movies was an American movie review television produced by Disney ABC domestic television, in which two film critics, Siskel and Ebert, share their opinions of newly released films. And it was actually quite popular.
Mm-hmm. I loved it because that's how you knew which movie to go see. There were no Rotten Tomatoes, no Google.
You had to rely on two paid sponsored professionals, which is
Just
kind
as
of
you
an
say,
irony
Disney
that
and ABC, you know those movies were obviously getting better reviews than everybody else.
they would
that
always
was in.
argue one guy would like it, another guy wouldn't. Sometimes they'd both like it.
Oh, and they would do the thumbs up. So this one got 2 thumbs up.
One
This
thumbs
one-
up, two
yep.
thumbs down.
Yep, I remember.
So
It's
now
good
we just
times.
got, and honestly, the Rotten Tomatoes and the reviews typically work. We
I
were
live by
just
it.
talking about that earlier.
I love it.
Research guy says you got to look at Rotten Tomatoes and
No,
Well,
it's Rotten Tomatoes, but 2 scores. One is the critic score, one's audience score. And they most of the time do not agree.
No,
Sometimes they are very opposite.
I think it's like us. Like you would be like the critic score, and I would be like the real man on the streets, like the audience review.
maybe.
Mm.
But you know, the whole,
Fast and Furious.
what's the car thing you watch?
Fast and Furious, 87% it averages with the real people. And then the critics, like 50.
See, the definition of real people is
Me.
where you lose me.
I'm the
So
people.
I'm not really sure if you're real.
For the
You
people,
showed that to
by
your
the
kids,
people.
Space cars.
One time they went to space. One time.
Okay, so Isaac, our new movie guy, our show called Admit One. Where's our cover for that show coming out? Is it up?
Not yet.
Not yet.
But maybe.
Shortly.
So we have a new show at cashlam.com called Admit One, and that is movie reviews.
Nice. I wonder if we
already-
have the same tastes.
His last name is escaping me.
Newton.
Frankel.
Isaac Frankel, quite the astute, articulate young man who we're excited to have on for doing movie reviews and streaming reviews. I say movie, anything streaming or in the movie theaters.
So, Wilson, is he going to agree with the genre of movie that I love, or is he
He's
going to
pretty
side
heady.
more with Guy? Is he? Oh, he's pretty
I don't
heady,
know.
so he's going to obviously he's going to side with my stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of movies with him, and I think we're going to agree on some things and we don't. So, yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I think it'll be a good
If he needs
tiebreaker.
a guest host,
He's not giving any spoiler alerts.
I've
is
seen
what
all the
she's
good
saying.
stuff. So,
No.
Okay.
all right.
All right. Anything else?
No, man, I'm
We
tired.
covered post Independence Day.
Post Independence Day, we've covered.
No aliens came down.
No,
The world wasn't taken over.
still around.
Couple bad movies.
Didn't jump any submarines this weekend, so I think we're good.
Okay. Well,
think we're good.
Until next time on MyDrive, top news events and other stuff. Watch out for those roundabouts.
See ya.
See ya.